Hello everyone, transport enthusiast here, and welcome aboard this EasyJet Airbus A320neo flight from Belgrade, Serbia to Sofia, Bulgaria. So if you just bear with me here, I am trying to load this up for me on my tablet, but no successes so far, oddly enough. So, and today what we will be doing is, we will be flying, as I just said, between those two locations there. So let's just set up our ATCs. So we are cleared to take off, and we are flight EJU 1123. And I'll go through why we're flying this particular flight plan as we go. So without further ado, let's take off first and get this bird off the ground. So full power, release the parking brake, and here we are, about to depart Belgrade in the evening, and behind us we will see the housing or the residential area of Livechat. For those of you who also play Odyssey 2, you will know Livechat from line 71, or for those of you who live in Serbia as well. If you just bear with me for 1 second, I'm going to check how the sound is in the replay is. Okay, replay sounds good, so let's go back into our cockpit. So it looks like we are in a good state to rotate, as you can see here. And then we want to contact our air traffic control. So one of the handy buttons to use is the scroll lock. So what scroll lock does is it turns on your ATC. So what we want to do is, where's our flight plan? I'm pretty sure we had a flight plan selected here. I don't know where our flight plan disappeared.
1123, continue for east departure. I will contact you next when you leave.
That is very odd. So we did have a flight plan selected that was meant to take us from here in Belgrade to Sofia, but for some reason it is not registering in our game. So obviously that means we can't use our autopilot, so that is a bit of a problem now. We need to retract our flaps, because otherwise it will tell us that we are overspeed. So what we need to do is, oh, there's a flight plan. Okay, so our flight plan's there, so why is this not working? Let's turn on the, oh, I know why it's not working, because our flight plan is too far away from the yoke here. So what we will do is we will turn on our autopilot here, on big flight director, and then we also want to put on AP1, and hopefully that will bring us back on track. And if we go into ATC again via scroll lock, we want to acknowledge the frequency change.
Tower EJU 1123 frequency change.
Now, request IFR clearance. So I think it looks like today we are doing, no, we don't want IFR, we're not doing instrumental flying, we shall do visual flying, so let's just do request this. As you can probably tell,
1123 is type Airbus A320
I am not too familiar with how this game, how all these flying stuff works, so a bit of a newbie here. But key command wise, it should be fine, yeah. So that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't actually do yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't do a cold start, is because even though I looked up a video on how to do a cold start, there's quite a lot of steps to it. It's not necessarily too difficult per se, but there's a lot of stuff to remember and to take in. So I had a feeling it would end up like it did with our Chicago DLC, where it just we were struggling to turn it on. So therefore I decided that let's save us the hassle and let's just get up in the air.
1725 EJU 1123.
Okay, perfect. So the autopilot should bring us back onto our flight path. I will things to bear in mind. Oh, it's some turbulence as you can see there. So we probably want to put our, we probably want to select our altitude to 5,000. That's already done for us via the autopilot, so that's handy right there. Interestingly enough, there's a lot of that's the other thing. Let's reduce the throttle. F2. So that, now this is the thing. So this is the handy thing. For anyone that's played Microsoft Flight Simulator X, the controls are very similar to. They're very similar to FSX. So this is the thing. FS 2020 does have some of the controls from FSX, so it's quite handy overall. Quite handy. Now I'm not sure how well the stream's going to turn out, because it's a bit dodgy on the CPU doing this at the moment. So there's a bit of issues there. So I'm just going to do our just going to set this to easy, because our assistance to easy, because obviously we don't really know what we're doing here. Let's set everything to easy, and then yeah, apply and save. Perfect. You know, the reason we're doing a Microsoft flight as well rather than Untitled is just because currently I'm doing this on the Game Pass since the Game Pass was 1 year old for
Going to 119.1
for 1 month, and it just lets me try Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 just to see if it actually runs well on these. So probably what's going to happen is once the Game Pass expires, I won't purchase the game straight away. I'll rather wait for it to go on discount, and then if it is on discount, whether that be 3 months or 7 months, I should get it then, because I'm not really in a hurry to play it. But most times I play any simulators or anything like that, it's on camera anyway, so that's why I just probably makes more sense to wait around, because I know most of you guys prefer to see the Option 2 stuff, the City Skyline stuff, that sort of thing, so I've kind of done all the tutorials for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, so there's no rush to get it there. So that's why I decided, why not do a quick flight as well. Okay, so now let's hope that this thing goes back. So one of the other handy key buttons is the V. So if you click V, what this does is it brings up your VFR map. So now we need to find a white airplane flying about. Now where the hell are we? This is very odd. Where are we hiding? We look like we're well off. Looks like we're well off where we're meant to be. Ah, there we are. So we are right here. So well off course at the moment. Hopefully the autopilot will do all the work for us. This is the other thing about these flight simulators, is when you do autopilot, it kind of gets a bit uneventful, because you're not really doing much. Yeah, you're monitoring the instruments, but you know, in the simulator, it's a bit less to do. And I just see that out of nowhere 2 people popped up, so welcome all. So the other thing is about Belgrade is actually what I've been planning to do is, so much like the Euro Truck Simulator 2 video where we did the Belgrade and ETS2 versus OMSI2, I was planning to do the same for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So I've actually done a flyover of line 71. So when we took off in Belgrade, the area behind us that you saw, that was Ledine. So Ledine is featured, as I said, in bus line 71. So it's just to talk over that, because that basically means that it's actually interesting, because some of the buildings in MFS 2020 look exactly the same as they do in OMSI2, because obviously they're 3D modeled using some sort of 3D modeling software. So I think as a comparison video, it's going to be quite interesting just to see how similar and how different, or how contrasting, the same places in both games. So as you can see here, we are kind of heading back on track. One of the missed features for me from FSX is the capability to speed up time, because that was always a handy feature, because we have to fly in real time, so you can no longer do that. But there is another handy feature which I show in one of the tutorial videos, is that if we go into our navlog, we can skip ahead to the parts of the flight that interest us the most. But we're flying at a relatively low altitude, so we'll be absorbing some sights nonetheless. So at the moment we're just continuing our approach as planned. There's no point in doing instrumental flight rules, because as you can all see, visibility is quite good. We have some cloud cover, but nothing too severe. Actually, let's just check that everything there is up to scratch. Okay, perfecto. So what we might do is we might just take a look at the external cameras as this plane kind of finds its way back on track. So we can click V to hide this VFR map, because we don't need it. And then if we go into our external views, or into our camera yoke here, so this is a very handy little arrow button here. We'll just take a look at some of the cameras you have. So our showcase cameras, this can be a bit fidgety, because you kind of really have to put it in full screen to get the full functionality. So put this in full screen, be a bit annoying to do, but sure, we have loads of time with autopilot. So there's our external one. It's a nice, well, I don't know, I don't like this camera view too much myself, but there we go. It's a nice little angle from the tail of the plane, as you can see here. After that, we can also take a look at external 2 and so forth. This one is at the, what do you call that? I can't remember the name of it. The wingtip, that's what it is. It's the wingtip of the Airbus A320. And you can even see that it is shaking a bit. So I don't think we've set out to be too much wind, but there was a bit of turbulence when we were taking off. But sure, look, it is what it is. There we go. They're pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to like comment on every single view, but we'll probably stick it to the passenger view. So I'll show you the cool feature we can do now. Once we find our desired view. There's the other side. Yeah, it's very interesting. All right. Oh, this one's quite This one's quite the charmer, I guess. It's not really much use to it when you think about it, because all you're looking at is a logo. This one's a bit of an angle, nice enough, okay. Where were we? I think we were number 8. No, number 9. So just bear with me. So are we on number 9? No. Okay, maybe that didn't click through. So number 10 then. Okay, I like this view. This view, we can see the engine working. So they said an engine fire might be a good cinematic shot for an air crash investigation kind of video. That sort of thing. Do let me know if you want to see more of those air crash investigation videos. There's currently one due out on Friday, and then obviously have to make more. And I think we have. Oh, I think we're getting something off. This was a nice one as well. So I think that's the River Danube. I'm pretty sure that's the River Danube. So there we go. There's the River Danube being out now. It goes past Serbia, or Belgrade particularly, because that's one of the things that Belgrade's known for. It's certainly a very scenic city, and you have the Danube within the city too. And when you enter Bulgaria, it's something in Sofia because the Danube goes along the northern border of between the border of Romania and Bulgaria. But nonetheless, once we are separated from the Danube, we'll know we're on track. Then external 12 is. This is probably the camera we're going to stick to. There we go, the wingtip, the passenger, the camera. And then finally, external 13 is going to be this one. I think external 12 is the only one. So what we can do is once we click external 12, there we go, we're going to X this once. Then we're going to go back to external. And then what you'll see is that if we click insert, it will take us to our showcase camera. So the insert basically will save the last showcase camera that you selected via the camera functionality button, here. So we click insert again, it will bring us back to our external camera. And if we click end, this will bring us into our cockpit. If we click end again, it will bring us out to the external. So end will basically vary between the cockpit camera and the external, whilst insert will vary between the showcase camera and the external or the internal, depending on which one you clicked insert from. Okay, so let's take a look at our map. So there we can see on our flight plan, or whatever you call this thing, we are kind of on track. We're slowly angling ourselves towards where we're meant to be. This is the other thing. In FSX, there was apparently AI traffic, but I never actually came across it. I was never seen any AI planes flying around. But in this game of MFS 2020, I've seen quite a few AI planes flying around. So it's always a nice feature to see. Just bear with me there one moment. Okay. So it's quite interesting that our altitude set so low, because usually we don't fly a passenger aircraft at 5,000 feet or 5,000 meters. Which one is it? Let's check on our yoke. So this is the thing. The autopilot on this Airbus A320 Neo is actually quite easy to use. So obviously, if you're playing on a harder set, you'll have to set your altitudes manually. Although we will probably have to do that once we are beginning our descent. But nonetheless, this is the thing, if you have a flight plan set up and you're flying in easy mode, basically you click flight director and AP, and then the autopilot does all the work. Bear in mind that it won't bring you all to the right, particularly on the correct side of the runway. We will try an ILS landing. We did watch a quick tutorial on how to do that, but again, we might butcher that, so we might have to take over some manual flying as well. Actually, one thing to mention is the rudder. So the rudder is one of those things that I didn't know how to use with the keyboard's controls. So there is a useful feature within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. If you don't know any controls, you just click escape, and then you go into controls, and then if you click here, if you go to keyboard and search, let's say rudder, it will show us what the controls are. So as you can see here, rudder left is number 0 and rudder right is enter. One thing to bear in mind is, if you're playing on the keyboard, that any keypad that using nub, you need to have a nub lock pressed. So you basically need to have a little green dot lighting up on your keyboard, or at least that is the way for me. What that will do is it will tell you that nub lock is activated. So when you click the buttons, it will actually do that. So for instance, if you click enter on the numpad, you will see the rudder there. And if you click 0 on the numpad, you will see the rudder turning to the left. If we turn off nub lock, so I'm going to turn off nub lock right there. Now you will see. Oh, okay, that's odd. That's odd. Okay. Look, these games, they can do whatever they want sometimes. So last time when I had nub lock off, what happened was, just bear with me one moment. What happened was that when I turned off nub lock, the pitching wasn't working. So what happened was we were just moving the camera. So make sure you have nub lock on, basically. Moral of the story. Now the other thing to note is that sometimes some aircraft controls have two names. For instance, the spoilers are referred to as either spoilers or speed brakes. So I call them speed brakes, or I think that's what I was calling them beforehand. So when I went to look them up, nothing was coming up, and that is because Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 used them as spoilers. So that's one thing to bear in mind, that when you're looking stuff up, if something has two names, if you look it up and it doesn't show up, that probably just means it uses the name basically. Okay, I'm just going to turn this off for 1 second and see how the playback is, and that my mic to game volume ratio is at an acceptable rate. Okay, sounds good. So we're slowly back on track. Now there isn't much scenery along this flight because most of it's topography, so most of it's just mountainous, but still it's nice enough to see. You don't really get to see Belgrade as well because our flight route just kind of took us at the airport is so hello Uber KH, do 911 V2. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how appropriate that would be. And then the other thing is, we're nowhere near America at all, nowhere near the United States at the moment, so yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's the thing, you always have people in the flight simulators doing these recreation of air disasters. I think even in GTA 5 you had that as well. Okay. So this is the other thing is you need to bear in mind when playing on easy mode, the altimeter is set for us, so it's set at 29 minor 92, so that's fine. We're tuned into Belgrade, so when you set to easy, your co-pilot does all the ATCs and all that. So if we take a look at our nearest airport list, we can see that currently these are the airports that are in our vicinity. So we're looking for Sofia, so we're probably looking for airports further from you, and then maybe Sofia will come up then. No, it's not. So we're still a fair bit further away. Okay. So as you can see now, the aircraft is starting to pitch to the right as we are finally flying within our flight path. Now, one of the odd things is that when I was setting this up on the flight plan, so I basically did the flight plan the easy way via the flight selection menu. It was telling us that this flight is 185 aeronautical miles, which is probably correct, and that it was... What's the other one? It will take 24 minutes. Now, realistically, I don't think this is going to take 24 minutes. I think it's going to be a slight bit longer. And that's something that other people have noted as well, is that the flight times are rather a bit off, basically. So, that sort of thing. So if you're trying to, like, say you're in a hurry or doing a specific flight, or you want to do a specific flight, like, one thing to bear in mind is that you might want to take the estimated flight time length with a pinch of salt, basically. Okay. So, there we go. We are flying over... I don't think we've passed the Serbian-Bulgarian border yet, so at the moment we're flying over Rudder. So there's some sort of airfield there. Something along those lines. So I might take a look at it by the top-down view. There we go. It's looking good. Now, one of the odd things about this game actually is that in FSX you could turn on and off the seatbelt sign, but apparently, as you can see here, it's not clickable. So we cannot click the no smoking or the seatbelt sign for some unknown reason. It's rather odd because realistically it doesn't really take that much to add it in, I'd say. So it is a bit annoying because it kind of takes away from the overall flight experience, but sure, it is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. There we go. We're slowly entering dusk period, when the sun is slowly beginning to set. And actually, I might take a screenshot here for our thumbnail. This is a very spur of the moment stream. And also, I will have the link to this livery pack down in the description below once the stream ends, so anyone that's watching the replay will be able to access the pack near the bottom. So this pack has received a few updates. One thing is it's kind of a Wizz Air library, but the other thing is that for me it's not showing up. Maybe that's because I didn't replace the file because I installed the older version of the pack. So then when I installed the newer version of the pack and transferred it over into the mods folder, it did not. I didn't click replace. Instead, I just clicked skip. So that's one of the things. Sometimes with these mods, you need to click replace because some of the files don't transfer over if you don't do it that way. Basically. So yeah, there's a shadow plate turning on there. Just going to click no to that because you don't need this. Yeah, so this is really a flight. Let's take a look at the passenger view, what the passengers are seeing now. So that's the thing, the passengers get a nice scenic flight right at the cloud cover, so they get to see all the scenery, a lot of fields basically, a lot of sunflower fields as well in this part of the continent.
2,500.
112 contact approach on 119.525. 119.525 EJU 112. Approach EJU 112 7,800 feet. EJU 112 approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
So I'm just going to revert back to the microphone there, because just so it's easier there to do this. Yeah, Top is pretty good game indeed. Yeah, that's the thing, I don't know, when you learn how to script this stuff in Honestly too, because I know in telefilms they have a few tutorials, but you know... Oh jeez, don't get me started in Airport City. No comment there, no comment there. It's worse than Train Simulator 2020, just a black hole for all your money to go into. You know, no, obviously I didn't spend any money in Airport City, but you know, it's the desire for money is quite evident there. Just one thing to mention there is we did change the autopilot there at one point because that hill looks quite dodgy, Do let me know if you prefer the commentary, if you prefer me just to go into the chat yoke. We are about to land soon, so to speak. Yeah, regarding the seats there, Riley, I have no idea. I haven't even tried making a bus in Blender. You obviously do editors as far as I've gone. Like, the most scripting I know how to do is remove a speed limiter from the buses, and that's limited to only the buses that are scripted the way the UK buses are, so yeah. Wouldn't know myself. Now, let's take a look which way our runway is, because I have a feeling this plane's going to take us, the autopilot's going to take us in at the wrong angle. So, if we just zoom in there. We are very near where we're meant to be. Okay. What's my name on Steam? It's Transport Enthusiast 4. What's your name? I'll see if I can put the link up while we're still on autopilot. Yeah, it's Transport Enthusiast 4. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find, hopefully. You don't have Steam, really? Yeah, you must not be you must not play a lot of PC games then. Yeah. I'm guessing you're you're on the console, aren't you? PS4 was there, so don't really need Steam, I guess. Now where the hell's our plane? Oh shoot, we've lost track of our plane. Where's our plane? Yeah, so why do let me know if you found me. If not, I will try and link it in. Just 1 second there, folks. Can I nosedive? Uber KH, if you like these kind of emergency scenarios, if you take a look, I have a water landing and I have a belly landing. I can certainly do that as a video. The only problem is if you nosedive, all it's going to do is it's just going to bounce us back up. Yeah, so that's the thing. But you know, if you want to see a video with a nosedive, you can make one in future. This is the thing. There's no crash physics in this game whatsoever. There's no crash physics whatsoever. Okay, I'll add you on Steam. So once the stream ends, I'll add you on Steam myself then, yeah. Hopefully I can find you. If not, I will ping you in your one of your YT videos. But yeah, Uber KH, I have a belly landing video, and I have some air crash investigation videos. There's one with a nosedive actually. If you look at the first episode, there's a nosedive in that. Well, that's the thing. It just goes to black screen. It's nothing. It's you know, yeah. It's nothing really to see there. We are quite low though. I'm not liking the look of how low we are, and I don't know where our planes disappear to on the VFR map. I have a feeling this is where our runway is, but this is looking very low, so let's see what the ATC is going to tell us to do. Airport list. Where's Sofia Airport hiding? Still not there. How big is the map? This game, Gilkiva has the whole world in it, so it has the entire globe, so basically humongous.
Sofia Tower EJU 112 tree is 19 miles northwest with Yankee to land.
EJU 112 tree Sofia Tower. Enter left traffic runway 27. Altimeter 29.9 to wind 266 at 7.
Make left traffic runway 27 EJU 112 tree. Sofia Tower EJU 112 tree for touch and go.
EJU 112 tree Sofia Tower. Fly left traffic runway 27. Altimeter 29.9 to wind 266 at 7.
Enter left downwind runway 27 EJU 112 tree. Sofia Tower EJU 112 tree is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport.
EJU 112 tree airport is 11 o'clock 16 miles.
Sofia Tower EJU 112 tree is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport.
EJU 112 tree airport is 11 o'clock 9 miles.
1,500.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 420, retard.
EJU 112 contact ground on 118.1.
118.1 for EJU 112 tree.
100, 60, 420, retard. Stall.
Tower EJU 112 tree ready at runway 30 east departure.
EJU 112 cleared for takeoff runway
Okay, so
30
there we go.
departure to the east approved.
We are on, as you can see. Let's get going. So we shall do a 360. So I'm just going to set the autopilot to going to set the autopilot to 20,000, so it'll give us enough altitude to actually do some stunts, because as you saw, that takeoff there was shocking. So yeah, that's it. So let's get out of here and do some stunts at 20,000 feet. The analysis of how the flight went, basically got fired, pretty much. Yeah, there's no analysis. I don't think there's any analysis in MFS 2020, unfortunately. Right, let's go. So, we better have our autopilot ready. Is there no volume for my mic? Oh Jesus. Hello? There should be. That's odd. Are you sure? Maybe it's because the replay takes a while. I think there's like some kind of delay. Hello TT2, welcome to the stream. We are about to do some stunts in an Airbus A320, so no, what am I doing? Yes, this is the thing, we kind of want to fly out of the city because the city's a bit laggy. Yeah, as you can see, my game barely runs this. Who's serving the food? No one, because it's all gonna go back out whenever it vomits from the G-forces, so no food. Now let's set the autopilot. So flight director and AP1, and let's expedite our altitude. There we go. Okay, basically now we can do nothing until we get to 20,000 feet. Fun stuff.
Tower EJU 1123, continue for east departure.
Mic working now, yeah? Guys, oh yeah, I am on the mic. I'll turn it off if you want. I don't mind.
EJU 1123, you are leaving my airspace.
He wants to speak to my soul, eh?
Tower EJU 1123, frequency change. Approach EJU 1123 is type Airbus A320 and 3
Okay, no
miles
problem,
west of
no
Belgrade,
problem. I mean, I'll go into the other
1,700
chat to be
feet.
honest, because
Request clearance to transition
we're on
Charlie
autopilot,
airspace.
so
EJU
it's easy to do. Okay, yeah, I'll go back into the other chat.
Squawk 4126 EJU 1123.
EJU 1123 radar contact 3 miles east of Lima Yankee Bravo Charlie 3,700 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace EJU 1123.
EJU 1123 contact Belgrade Center on 120.425.
120.425 for EJU 1123. Belgrade Center EJU 1123 7,800 feet.
EJU 1123 Belgrade Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902. 2 Air 52236, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, 2 Air 52236. Orange 236, descend and maintain 10,000 feet. feet, orange 236. Orange 236, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, orange 236.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed,
EJU 1123, contact approach on 119.1.
overspeed, overspeed,
119.1 for EJU 1123.
overspeed,
Approach EJU 1123, 16,200 feet.
overspeed,
EJU 1123, approach, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
overspeed, 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 overspeed,
5 EJU 112 tree.
Overspeed.
Belgrade Center EJU 112 tree 6,800 feet.
Overspeed.
EJU 112 tree Belgrade Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902. Wizz Air 7710, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. EJU 112 contact approach on 119.1. Suna Express 715 descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Overspeed.
119.1 for EJU 112 tree.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Approach EJU 112 tree 8,000 feet.
Overspeed.
EJU 112 tree approach, continue as planned.
Overspeed.
Altimeter 29.902.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
1,500. 120. Retard. Try.